Shalom, call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. I'm back with the part 2 to walk circumspectly. Alright. So this one's gonna be Lord's will go a little more edification on it. Alright, so you gotta be walking circumspectly, right? You can't be wandering off the path, going here and there because you're not keeping track of what's going on, right? Satan setting up these snares, these nets, by way of, anything. It could be anything. It could be something that's just not a sin, but it's not convenient for you. But that goes into you knowing yourself. That's also what I'm talking about right now. All right, in this part 2 lesson, you got to know yourself. Certain brothers can do certain things and it don't affect them, and it don't have an effect on them pushing this gospel. But another brother, he might try to do the same thing, and it's not a sin. But guess what? It's just not convenient for him. So you got to know yourself, man. You got to self-examine yourself on the daily, and you got to know what's for you, and you got to know what's not for you, man. All right, and the Most High gonna show you that, all right, because he gonna be removing stuff out of your life and make it complicated for you to do certain things, and that's gonna be a clear sign, man. But you also got to self-examine yourself, man. Always self-examining yourself, that you can be counted worthy to escape, what's to come, all right. But you gotta make sure you on your watch, though. That's how you know if you're wondering, because people that's wondering here and there, that's not on the path, they not on their watch, all right? They not on their watch, man. They not looking out, the path going straight. They're not looking for none of that. It's like you. They're not looking for none of that, though. They just going, man. They're not watching for nothing. Esau is just getting them, snare after snare. The devil, man, ultimately is a spiritual demon, snare after snare, trap after trap, he laughing at them, man. It's too easy, right? Because they're not watching. That's a part of you being circumspect, to be on your watch, man. All right. So, let me go ahead and jump into it. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us to get ahead over you, or lead over you, to get up one. For we are not ignorant of his devices. What are those devices? Those little cunning tricks Shaitan like to do. All right, that's them cunning little things Shaitan like to do, man. All right. Now, you can't be ignorant of his devices, meaning not knowing. So you have to be in the know, and you got to be watching for him, man. You know what Satan like to do through a woman, and every brother different, so it's a different, it's gonna be a different test. But ultimately, we all got that same hour of temptation, man. But you got to know yourself. You walking circumspectly, but you got to know how you walk in this truth. That comes with self-examination, knowing how you walk in this truth, knowing what's good for you, and knowing what's not good for you, knowing. Now, ultimately, yes, the Father knows best, and he's directing all that. But you got to know yourself, too. You can't be just out here falling for the same trick, that the devil is doing. The same device. You got to learn how to combat that. You got to look yourself in the mirror. You really got to self-examine yourself and tell yourself, hey, this ain't a sin, but shit, it's taking a toll, so I'm going to have to slow down on that. Now, another brother, he might not have to slow down on it because it just doesn't matter for him. He can handle it easily. He got a different portion, of hell that he go through in a different way. So it's, you is you at the end of the day, right? But you got to take it and you got to run with it in your life, all right? In righteousness, man, all right? Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We cannot be ignorant of the devices that the devil used. We got to know. We have to know, all right? If you don't know, if you don't have the knowledge, you don't have that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, if you don't know what's going on, you gonna fall for everything, man. The same old trick. Satan gonna be on you like, why you hitting yourself? So you gotta be circumspect, man. You gotta be circumspect. You gotta be watchful. You gotta be on the lookout. All right. So yeah, you gotta examine yourself for what's convenient and what's not convenient for you. All right. Let me see what else I got on here. All right, I believe that's it, man. All right, so Lord's will, that was edifying, man. On this part 2, I was going deeper into it by you knowing yourself. All right, you're walking circumspectly, but everybody walking alone, and they got a different walk. So by you knowing yourself and knowing what's convenient and not convenient for you, what to put off, if you need to, with prayer and fasting, then you will have to do that. And just because another brother don't got to do it, don't mean that, that it's okay for you to do. Just because he can do it all the day long, do whatever it is, or every now and then, doesn't mean that you can just continue on the same way, because he's not you. You're a different person. You got a whole different walk. He not working out your salvation, you working out your salvation. So that's basically it, man. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua for giving me the energy to put out a part 2 to this. Lord's will is even more edifying. Until next time, shalom.